Yeah, Olivia, I saw you raise your hand. You want to help us kick things off?
Thanks so much, Andrew, for sharing a little bit about your journey today. It's been an awesome group chat. So you spoke a little bit about distribution and kind of working with some of the health plans and brokers, but was curious if you could share a few learnings that you've had about what it's been like selling to HR.
So the company before Papa, actually, their entire business was that I was part of MD Live. All we did was sell to HR. And funny enough, at the time, it was similar to Papa. It's like no one knew what telehealth was. No one knew what caring care was. I'm definitely a glutton for punishment. HR right now, I think, is in a really interesting point of their journey. I guess the HR journey, because you're getting a lot of pressure from CFO CEOs to say, let's spend less money. And a lot of these point solutions occur that are essentially just solving a very niche component of the problem. And it's hard for HR to kind of filter like what's important and what's not important. What I do find is what moves the needle with these like organizations more than anything is like, does it align with their top priorities or like some sort of a systematic top priority? That's why you saw mental health kind of explode in a good way across the board because it became less of a stigma. HR employees, were being asked by the employees, "Hey, I'm having this mental health issue. I'm having a behavioral issue. I'm having a family issue." Um, and then I think it's also an important thought to consider: is there something they're required to do, maybe, or some way you could kind of wedge yourself into the required element? So, for example, Spring Health. I'm friends with April, the founder. She's an amazing founder. And CEO, she was more mental health, behavioral health. But she had this smart insight to say, oh, actually, EAPs are required. And EAPs are like kind of a stone's throw away from behavioral health, mental health, and it's more expansive in nature. So she pivoted, and most people probably, if anyone follows, didn't even notice because it doesn't really call herself an EAP. But EAPs are essentially a requirement for HR, which is an employee assistance program, which gave her the wedge in. It was required, got her, HR had to pay attention. Something, for example, with Papa that's happening is out of nowhere, all these long-term care insurance companies that offer insurance to employers for their employees are starting to grow again. And this was like a dead industry. My brother worked at Unum, one of the biggest ones, like a dead industry. But 16 states made it a law or a ruling, they're progressing in that way that says if you offer long-term care insurance in these states, you don't have to pay this excess tax. And so out of nowhere, all these long-term care companies. So I'm like, okay, Papa's kind of niche, but it's a very good value prop for the long-term care insurance companies that are selling to employers' HR teams because now they not only have long-term care, they have this robust Papa Pal service. So we won Allstate, we're winning Trustmark, we're winning a couple of another one, slipping the name of it. So anyway, the point I'm trying to make is like if one door closes, that doesn't mean the channel or the end users are wrong. But you really got to think about it. And at Papa, I always tell my team, like, chip, 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 like we're just chipping away at it. And it doesn't mean it's wrong or right. But from an HR perspective, if you could save the money and immediately, I mean, that's the name of the game right now. And it's required. You're hitting all three. I try to do the same thing with Medicare. I mean, we found that digital health literacy is a requirement. And we're like, well, pals are in the home helping with digital health tools. We could help with that requirement. And it gave us this wedge. Then they realize how good Papa is. And then boom, we have a contract with them across their entire population. So, and by the way, this is an iterative approach. Every single day I'm doing this. I'm giving you today's version. There was a different version a year ago. Most of them don't work. Some of them do though. This one's working.